We are back. Welcome, everyone, to another reaction video. I'm Mr. Lucky Luke, and today's one we'll be going to watch the live version of the live Omni-Man versus Bardock Invincible versus Dragon Ball Z Death Battle, and we are back. Last time was pretty interesting how it ended, but unfortunately lost because some user really couldn't keep their mouth just minding out of the business, and they kind of ruined my vote. But this time, I'm gonna be pay attention and actually try to predict a good winner. Now we got Omni-Man from obviously Invisible or Invincible, and then we got Bardock from Dragon Ball Z. So, how can I choose between two deadly warriors who's willing to fight constantly over and over again, and they're pretty brutal fighters? So um, this one's gonna be pretty intense because I'm not sure how it's gonna what's gonna happen. I mean, like, how can these two really? I mean, they're probably gonna. One of them is obviously going to die, but question is, what will it end up with? Hmm. Either way, no, it doesn't matter. But what does matter is also, especially now when I think about it, is how would the story start off? I mean, like, would they just go straight to the fight, or will they go? How will the meeting goes? Because like the only thing I can think about now is that because like I gotta think about like now. This is not normally what I do now, but this is something I just want to point out. Like a Dragon Ball Z character meet and an anime character, a anime is it actually? Hold on, is Omni-Man considered an anime character? I mean, he was hand drawn, but I don't know. It's just something I kind of wonder. I don't know, but maybe it's not as important as anyone. You know what? You don't guys have to ask me a question about that. It's totally fine. But however, Omni members of Bardock, who do you all think is going to win? Now, I'm not personally going to be the one who's going to jinx it, but I feel like probably Omni Man's going to probably destroy Bardock. Now we already have like how many was there? Like now I'm not going to jinx it too straight off the bat, but I actually am. Can I get the? Oh, hold on a second. Just give me a second. I wasn't prepared for this moment, but I'm going to list a few things why Omni Man's probably going to win. Now, first thing is that there's been a plenty of Dragon Ball Z fighters who's been in this death battle, and Omni-Man has been facing one opponent, and that was Homelander, and he was just a big clap because he wasn't even a challenge. So it's not even a challenge because like here's the thing, because if this is the case, let me just give you a heads up. If Bardock wins, that means Homelander wasn't a good matchup. But if Omni-Man wins, he was a breeze basically. Homelander is just a breeze. But let me go ahead up and say a few things why this probably gonna end up with Omni-Man winning. Now we got Vegeta versus Shadow, which will have a rematch, definitely. So I mean, Vegeta did win. Actually, was it? No, it was not. It was not Vegeta versus Shadow. It was the other one. It was Mewtwo versus Shadow. Excuse me. Actually, I forgot to put that on the playlist. Oh well. Um, we got Vegeta versus Shadow. Vegeta wins. We got Goku versus Superman. 1, 2, and 3. Superman destroys them, which leaves that with 1, 3. Kirby versus Majin Buu. That means it's 2 because Majin Buu got destroyed. Hercules Satan versus Dan Hibiki. Yep, Hercules it wins. Android 18 versus Captain Marvel. Yeah, Android. Roshi versus Jiraiya. Mr. Dragon Ball old man got it what he's wanted. A beatdown. I don't know. We got Dragon Ball versus Sailor Moon character. Beerus versus Galaxia. Hulk versus Brawly. Too intense fight, but But Beerus wins, and the Hulk versus Broly, well, Broly kind of win, which I thought Hulk won, but it wasn't. Goku Black versus Reverse Flash, Flash wins, Reverse Flash. Thor versus Vegeta, which is two surprising good character, which I thought a Dragon Ball Z character Vegeta can actually put up a good fight, which it did, but Thor, for some reason, at Marvel, whoop him. Which is weird, because Marvel should not be that powerful, but he does. So it means, if Marvel is a simple, like, a show, that should Invincible have any effect? I mean, I'm pretty sure it should have some effect, right? Oh, they're obviously invisible, so I don't know. Then we got Trunks versus Silver. Silver wins. Gogeta versus Vegito. Okay, that one was just a huge waste of time, kind of, for some viewers, but I did win with Vegito. And then we got Frieza versus Megatron, and, well, Frieza wins. Which leads with, I think, was it like, which was, how many are there? There is, I did calculate it. Didn't I calculate it before? I don't know, but I'm just, I'm, why did I not, I thought I did start out with, it doesn't matter, but basically, a lot of Dragon Ball Z fighters was in this one, but I think, with overall, I just don't know if, Bardock will have a chance in this fight. I'm just seeing a lot of the Dragon Ball Z got a couple wins and a couple losses, but ultimately, I just don't know if Bardock has something very, very powerful to defeat Omni-Man. And if he does, well, let's pray that Omni-Man have something up his sleeves and can beat Bardock if he can. If by chance, if Bardock is more powerful than Omni-Man. Either way, that's it. Let's resume to the 10-second mark. And also, by the way, I will probably leave it at the end. I will show you the last reaction. And speaking of the last reaction, what happened to my Amazing Digital Circus reaction? What happened to that? I'll put that as well at the end. So yeah, watch it at the 10 seconds. Alright, here it goes, guys. Let's get it going. Hold on.
This battle is sponsored by Manscaped.
Oh, they're just gonna start there. Oh, it's gonna be like the
Versus Bardock, the ostracized Viltrumite and the doomed Saiyan. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick. And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Okay, this is gonna be pretty intense.
Omni-Man, Earth's once greatest hero. Alongside the Guardians of the Globe, he protected the world from all manner of threats. And then, in a single day, it all went horribly wrong.
Why, Omni-Man? How, Omni-Man? Who, Omni-Man?
Who indeed?
I wonder
Champion of
who.
Earth best-selling author J.K. Simmons, yet it was all a charade. With his murderous rampage only brought to a halt thanks to his own son.
It all starts with his home planet, Viltrum, which I hear is a totally lovely utopia.
Through brutal mortal combat.
With a K! Or, wait, no, that came later.
Viltrumites are among the most powerful beings in the universe, even more so after they purge the weaker members of their species. As a vanguard of the Viltrumite Empire, Omni-Man infiltrated Earth as Nolan Grayson, expected to prepare the planet for Imperial assimilation.
Which should have been easy, since he's got your classic strongman superpowers and he's basically invulnerable, easily knocking around asteroids the size of Texas.
He can fly at unbelievable speeds, soaring from Earth to the planet Thraxa in under 1 week. Thraxa is, quote, a couple galaxies away, give or take, so a minimum of 2 galaxies.
Okay.
Beyond the Milky Way's neighbor Andromeda is the lesser-known Triangulum Galaxy, which is over 2.7 million light-years away. Reaching it in under 1 week means Omni-Man must have flown over 142 million times faster than light.
Oh, and Viltrumites can't breathe in space, so he held his breath the whole way. And it's not like he was in a rush. He was on a soul-searching trip, contemplating the significance of smashing his own son's face in. Think, Nolan, think.
Yeah, this is why I'm never having kids.
You're missing out. But according to another Viltrumite, Thetis, a bunch of other Viltrumites who actually were in a hurry flew to Viltrum across the Virgo supercluster in less than 24 hours.
That's over 20 billion times faster than light.
You don't really need to rush anyway. The older a Viltrumite gets, the slower they age.
According to the Invincible handbook, Nolan is over 2,000 years old. And regardless of age, Viltrumites don't suffer muscle fatigue like humans do, so they rarely ever tire out.
Seriously? He's got
That
parenting
AG
easy
must have
mode
got a lot
on,
of
and he couldn't
experience.
even handle that. I would have killed for that back when my daughter was born.
Well, you would have to be a Viltrumite first. A Viltrumite's body contains smart atoms, which they subconsciously manipulate. This cellular structure can effectively recall certain states of being regardless of their present environment, reacting to changes at an atomic level to perform the impossible.
Yeah, like surviving your intestines getting
Ugh.
ripped out, or even more scary, ripping out your whole beard all at once. Ugh, only a Viltrumite could pull off something that disturbing.
Nolan is incredibly tough, but if he faces superior forces, his smart atoms can adjust to make him even stronger by comparison. This is why Viltrumites are considered invincible.
Most weapons in the universe can't even scratch a Viltrumite like him.
Even a ship's cannon like this one can't take down a Viltrumite, and it obliterated a massive solar disk nearly half the size of a star.
Speaking of planets, he's strong enough to shatter one by flying straight through it. A planet so big it has a whole ring around it.
The Roche limit factor dictates the size a celestial body must be in order to disperse orbiting material as a ring. In short, an Earth-sized planet can't support such a ring, meaning this one must be much larger.
And don't get me started on how the ring is actually made up of dead bodies because, spoilers? Just go read the comic.
If Roche isn't doing it
Nah,
for you,
I'm
this
good.
planet also supports 5 moons in its orbit, and even the smallest is a perfect sphere, meaning its own gravity shaped it. At minimum, a moon like that must have a diameter of 600 kilometers, or 370 miles. Comparing this to the planet's diameter, we can tell this world is nearly 14 times larger than Earth.
Or it was before, you know, kablam.
Now,
Boom.
Omni-Man does have his weaknesses. Monsters like Ragnar's can pierce Viltrumite flesh, and he's extremely sensitive to a specific high-pitched frequency, which can destabilize his body's equilibrium.
But his real weakness turned out to be, you guessed it, fatherhood. Thanks to his son Mark, Nolan began to re-examine his perspective and his place in the universe. He settled down in a new place, got himself a new job, and even had a new kid with his new wife, who's a bug. The bug lady, he banged a bug.
Why, Omni-Man? How, Omni-Man?
okay. What?
Hey,
No.
everyone deals with
Nope,
parenting
nope,
stress
I'm
in
good,
their own
I'm
way.
good.
When
I don't
Nolan
need
was lecturing to Mark about how insignificant people are, Mark wasn't the only one he was trying to convince, if you catch my drift.
Nolan Grayson's real mission isn't planetary conquest
I
or
miss
saving
my
the
white
innocent.
tails.
It's to discover if a violent man who can break the world can also be a good father.
Godspeed, Omni-Man.
Well, this got intense and
In the
questionable. Now
far
I'm
reaches of the
concerned
cosmos,
about
lied a
Bardock.
world with a people like
Alright,
no
let's
other.
hear.
Born and raised to do just one thing. Fight.
The Saiyans, a proud warrior people from the planet Vegeta, ruled by, King Vegeta. Wow, narcissist punch.
Exactly. Their pride blinded them to the truth of their impending doom. But perhaps one Saiyan represented the best of them, even during their waning glory days.
Bardock! He's cool, he's crude, he's got a bad attitude, and if he goes apeshit, you're totally screwed. And
Okay.
guess what? He's father of Goku.
Oh wow, I never would have guessed.
Right? What a curveball.
So what does that make Turles?
Who?
Ahem. Bardock was a cold-blooded killer, ruthlessly conquering planets in service to the Saiyans' true overseer, Lord Frieza.
They didn't just conquer planets, they wiped out every living thing, leaving Frieza uninhabited rocks to sell away. Bardock was an asshole. Well, until he wasn't.
Bardock's story
lovable
has
asshole,
evolved
I
over the
guess.
years, with multiple iterations to draw from.
Including one where he's a brilliant scientist.
But only one is considered officially canon. Bardock's demeanor began to shift when he met and eventually married fellow warrior Gine, and had 2 sons, Raditz and Kakarot.
No, Bardock didn't go totally soft. He was still a ruthless warrior. You know that iconic red headband of his? It's stained with the blood of his fallen friends. Hardcore.
Bardock could fly, move faster than light, and was naturally adept in using his ki as an explosive weapon.
AKA shooting lasers from his hands. True to his brutal screw-you nature, Bardock's moves are all about overwhelming power. His final spirit cannon is like a ki-powered bazooka. His rebellion hammer punch ignites enemies on contact, and his rebellion spear basically turns him into a supercharged battering ram. The guy has no chill. He will run you over, break your spine, light you on fire, and then then move on to the next guy.
Wait, oh yeah,
All in a day's work for a Saiyan.
Omni-Man's
Marriage
weakness
didn't
to
change that.
fire,
While
or,
Bardock
like,
cared for
I think it was
DNA, in
something
fact
with,
being
like,
one of few Saiyans of his
like,
time to
woman
actually
special
have a
lasers
romantic
on
partner,
her.
he was still no family
It's
man.
not
Like
speaking,
most
it's
Saiyans,
sound.
he saw
Oh, wait, no,
his
it's
sons
sound.
as
No,
nothing
oh,
more
never
than
mind, I'm
future
not-
soldiers.
Bardock
it's
was a
sound,
low-class
definitely.
warrior, so it was unlikely his kids would grow up to be anything more than battlefield fodder.
But they would
tried
still
to think,
possess the
okay, I tried
Saiyans'
to use
power,
the knowledge
a
from the
transformation that was the
battle.
key to their planetary devastation.
Big Monkey!
Under the light of a full moon, a Saiyan with a tail manifests the Uzaru.
This great ape form increases Bardock's power tenfold, turning him into an unstoppable kaiju. Quick, someone call Yajirobe!
While some Saiyans can maintain control over this berserker form, low-class warriors like Bardock don't receive the same level of training as those of higher birth. Prince Vegeta's control is so precise he can speak while changed, but Bardock cannot.
Hell, it's questionable if he even remembers everything that happens when he goes full tilt gorilla. The Saiyan strategy is pretty much just monkey see, monkey smash.
Despite being low-class, Bardock's power level nearly matched that of King Vegeta, who could destroy multiple planets at once. At about this time, King Vegeta's power level was around 10,000.
Yeah, we know power levels are kinda janky. Nobody can agree on what the number really means.
Outside of his fight with Gas, Bardock doesn't really show any high-end feats in canon, but we can use power levels to compare him to other characters with similar levels to better understand his potential.
Like when his son fought Prince Vegeta. What's the scouter say about his power level? It's over 8,000. Yeah, the dub
Come on,
changed
you
it to
could've
fit
said that
Vegeta's
finishing
lip laps,
sentence
but we
without-
only cover the cold hard truth, damn it.
According to this movie pamphlet, Goku's power level between his fight with Vegeta and his trip to Namek was 10,000. This lines up with that previous reading and puts him on par with Bardock. Goku's training during the trip eventually raised him to 90,000 upon arrival, but this gives us a clear window.
Yeah, early in the trip, he had to dodge a bunch of incoming asteroids and blast his ship away from a star, which is impressive considering the speed involved.
The planet Namek is outside Earth's quadrant of the universe, and it took his ship 6 days to make the journey. Traveling a quarter of the universe's diameter would put the ship over 9.5 trillion times the speed of light.
And Goku would have had to keep
Is
up
that
with that
the
kind of
faster
speed to
than
do all that
Omni-Man?
other stuff.
Makes sense given far weaker characters
again,
could reach the
that's
moon
the
in a
ship
fraction
speed,
of a
not
second.
his speed,
Should be
right?
trivial enough for Bardock.
All this speed and power meant when Bardock and his team assaulted the planet Cereal, they went cheerio.
Cereal?
Bardock
Okay.
ravaged the planet, annihilating its people, until he found 2 survivors, a mother and her child. Some may call it weakness, others a moment of clarity, but Bardock was suddenly reminded of his wife and recently born son. He chose to spare the 2, and even pushed himself far past his limits to protect them from his own Frieza Force allies, who taunted that Frieza had dire plans for the Saiyans' future.
This moment changed Bardock, making him more appreciative of his family and cautious of Frieza. When all the Saiyans were called back to Planet Vegeta for mysterious reasons, he had a hunch something was up. So before his final stand, smashing through hundreds of soldiers before coming face to face with the tyrant, he sent his youngest kid away for protection. A choice that allowed his son to thrive. And hey, that's what good parents do.
A choice that would have a greater significance than Bardock could ever imagine.
And then Dildo Dickhead blew them all up and he died. Or did he?
What?
Bardock
Okay.
got killed so freaking hard he got blasted back in time.
Actually, he was pulled away by these 2 who miscalculated and misplaced him incorrectly in the time stream.
Blah blah blah, non-canon, whatever. He survived. And when he realized what happened, he got so unbelievably pissed off, he went Super Saiyan. What?
Alright, this is very much an alternate universe what-if scenario, and it is jarring. But think about it. The Super Saiyan form is not achieved through training alone. It requires dedication, introspection, victory, failure, love, and loss. Frieza destroyed the Saiyans because he feared the possibility of the Super Saiyan, a Saiyan with power that could rival his own. But perhaps Bardock's transformation was more than simply a what-if. He had begun to take the very steps his son later would to achieve the form. Perhaps if Frieza had hesitated, even for a moment, his fear would have manifested before him, right then and there.
Damn, pour one out for Bardock, who figured out how to be the truest Saiyan right at the end of it all. I know Kakarot would be proud.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to everyone
Alright.
who believed in us during our recent
I
crowdfunding.
still
And
don't
joining
know
you in
now.
that
Think
support
about
is
it.
the
Like,
first ever sponsor for an
yeah, that is
independent
sponsor,
Death
so
Metal
yeah.
episode, Manscaped.
Manscaped's
I'm
newest
like
masterpiece is the
certain that I
Lawnmower
want to say
5.0
Bardock will
Ultra
win, but
in
I'm not
forged
sure
gold.
yet because like
Talk about a fancy
they
name.
didn't put
This
up a lot of
special edition
effort
trimmer is
on
the
the Super
perfect
Saiyan
tool for
form,
the
how
golden
strong
era
he
of hair
was
grooming, where
compared to that.
precision,
So
luxury, and performance
because
meet.
of that,
There's limited quantities
I'm
available,
not
so you need
so
to pick one up
certain
soon.
that
If you're anything like me, your
it's
scrub
still not
grows
gonna
all
do
over
it.
the
I don't
place
know.
way too fast. Or maybe you get
I
that
kind of
itchy
still
scraggle
feel like,
whiz
because like I
hands.
feel like the
Yeah.
speed is
Either way, the
Omni-Man's
Lawnmower
biggest
5.0
bad
Ultra Gold
advantage,
comes
I
with two
think, but
blades for
strength
any occasion,
could be
a
probably
trimmer and a
equal.
foil. And
Super
look
Saiyan
at
form
it.
probably is
It's
also
so
pretty
slick.
pretty
It's waterproof,
decent.
of course, and the new LED light
Experience, I
illuminates even
think,
the trickiest spots,
probably
while
it
adding a
goes to
touch of
Omni-Man.
elegance to your routine.
I mean,
Join
he
the
could
10
be a
million
pretty
men
heavy good
worldwide who
advantage,
trust
so I don't know.
Manscaped for all their grooming needs. Get the special edition Lawnmower 5.0
I don't know.
Ultra
I
and
don't
forged
know
gold
actually
while supplies
thinking.
last.
Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code DEATHBATTLE
I
at
still
manscaped.com.
want to say Omni-Man's
That's
going to win.
20% off
I
plus
could be
free
wrong,
shipping
but
with
if
the
I'm
code
wrong,
DEATHBATTLE
then
at
Bardock
manscaped.com.
wins,
Thanks to
and I'm gonna have to
Manscaped
eat.
for helping our fans and members support the channel.
I'll eat
Seriously,
whatever.
show
Well,
them some
I don't
love
know.
by
Actually,
clicking
you
the
know
link below.
I don't know. I'll do something stupid. I don't know.
All right, the
But
combatants
anyway,
are set. We're done the
Bardock,
data through all
Omni-Man,
possibilities.
let's see who would win.
It's
My vote goes
time
to
for a
Omni-Man.
death
If
battle!
Bardock wins, then wow. What I don't know what to say. All right. Okay. Let's see if I was right.
Oh, great. Another
Like-
gross bug planet.
Huh?
This planet isn't anyone's to conquer.
Don't underestimate me!
All right, let's get it. I just hope there's no lag a lot.
Just like my son, sticking his nose in places he's not ready for.
Yeah.
My sons would kick his ass!
Okay then. Let's see if he was right. Okay. Alright.
Whatever you are, you're an embarrassment.
Uh-oh. Let's see.
Wait till you see the real power of a Saiyan.
Okay.
Am I supposed to be impressed?
Kind of. I don't know. Uh-oh. Find you. Come on, I'm being serious a little bit. Kind of. Ooh, it rips the tail off.
Shit.
You'll say that again, probably more than once.
No. My sons need me. I won't let you take me from my own.
Alright, let's see. Will he survive? Alright, here it goes. It could be it.
Your time is up! Saiyan!
Well,
KO!
that's
Okay, these
one way to say
Gokus
it.
have got to stop picking fights
And
with
I guess
guys
I was
in
right.
capes.
Pitting Saiyan against Viltrumite is fascinating. Among the many similarities, 5 specific categories stand out.
Starting with speed. Bardock is much faster, given his
Okay.
power level matched Goku dodging asteroids at 9.5 trillion times light speed, much higher than the Viltrumite's fastest speed. Add on the
Alright.
50 times multiplier from Super Saiyan, and it's a huge difference.
Right, Bardock clearly has the speed advantage,
Okay.
but strength and durability are another story.
Though it doesn't seem like it at first, Bardock scales to King Veggie, who wrecked 3 planets at once, and Omni-Man only smashed 1. But given how big that one planet was, the numbers are actually pretty similar, until we factor in the Super Saiyan boost, right?
Well, there's a catch. A major plot point in Invincible involves the coalition of planets admitting that their weapons cannot hurt Viltrumites.
So, when their ship's cannon obliterated this gigantic solar disk, it highlighted just how tough the Viltrumites really are.
This disk completely blocked the sunlight and heat between a planet and its star. And this is no ordinary planet. Its size and density are so high that its inhabitants are as strong as Viltrumites just due to living in its natural gravity. To fully block the light to such a planet and remain in consistent orbit, the disk would need to be positioned at its L1 point, the spot that creates an uninterrupted view between sun and satellite, and the disk itself must be about half the diameter of the star in question. This means the scaling of the disk puts it at 3 septillion tons.
That's 24 zeros!
Whoa.
Which makes Omni-Man over 11,000 times stronger than base Bardock.
Not even the Great Ape or Super Saiyan forms could make up that difference. So
Yikes.
strength goes to Nolan.
Still, numbers aren't everything. As far as versatility in combat goes, neither had one distinct advantage that could win outright.
Omni-Man survives in space for much longer, but Bardock barely squeaks out the edge here thanks to his ranged versatility with key attacks and,
okay.
of course, Super Saiyan.
Okay, let's address the Super Saiyan Bardock thing. It's perfectly fair to question whether or not the form should be in this comparison at all. However, even with the form included, Nolan still takes this, especially when it comes to our last 2 categories, experience and stamina.
Yep, Omni-Man's been around a lot longer than Bardock,
Yep,
over
I was gonna say that.
2,000
That's
years,
gotta be a
and
win
even
for
with
this.
Super Saiyan, Bardock's no master of the form.
And without that mastery, the form drains the user's energies at an increased rate. Which brings us to what may be Omni-Man's most surprising advantage.
Those weird smart atoms.
Saiyans like Bardock can fight for days on end, but only for so long. Bardock possesses a limited pool of ki, which only depletes faster when using super forms like the Great Ape. In contrast, Omni-Man's biology prevents him from tiring in most cases, letting him travel across whole galaxies for weeks non-stop. And his smart atoms adjust to counter whatever physical strain he's subjected to.
Bardock's crazy speed and power
Ooh,
made him a
okay.
real
All right,
challenge.
all right.
But Nolan's
I'll take
strength,
it.
experience, and sheer endurance presented an unstoppable and unshakable force that would inevitably land the killing blow.
When push came to shove, Omni-Man raised the bar. Duck.
The winner is Omni-Man.
Okay.
Next time on
they're gonna not.
Death
Oh,
Battle.
they're gonna go straight ahead. All right. Wait, Joker? Oh. Well,
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
okay. Well, that's a weird way to end it. I thought it was gonna be with an animation pun. What is this? What is this? Am I right, Rocky? What happened to the animation? What happened to the actual punchline? But no, it ended like that. Cutie. But yeah, so one thing I understand was they did use the whole little 5 little category things. So that's a cool thing. They even did it on Goku versus Superman, the final one. And yeah, I guess that was correct. Omni-Man won, and Bardock got to, well, experience another set of losses or something. I don't know. But yeah. Which means that technically Dragon Ball Z characters are not as strong as you think. Kind of proves the whole thing. The only reason they are only strong is if they fight a weak opponent. That's kind of. So yeah. But Omni-Man did pretty well. I'm gonna give you guys that. So yeah, that's nice. And yeah, this is pretty nice in animation. Although I'm not sure if I'm hoping the lag will not ruin the animation or the reaction for y'all. So I can't get rid of you. I can't. Go ahead and wait here. I need to finish my video before I go a little nuts. but the point is, this was amazing, and I actually respected it. Just hope the little lag won't ruin the reaction for y'all, and or unless if it's part of that, I don't know. Just kidding. Probably not. But either way, that was an amazing one. And next time we got, who did we got again? Like, we got some two-player. So we got the Joker versus. Okay, separate you. Okay, can I skip it? Like, some two characters, right here. Hold on.
Land.
Joker versus Giorno. Persona versus JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So, those two, I was not aware of those two is going to happen. And also, again, what happened to the animation? Do you run out of budgets or something? What's going on here?
And push came to shove. Omni-Man raised the Bardock.
The winner.
Also, that punchline was terrible. I approve. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching today's one. I'm Mr. Like Luke, and stay lucky out there. And again, appreciate if you guys could watch my last reaction. Give a couple likes or comments what you think. And if you don't like it, that's okay. You don't have to like the video. Actually, you could like it, but just don't dislike it because that's cruel. Well, it actually has no effect in general, but yeah. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.